Hello!
Hello.
Hello.
We're rubbish.
Barbershop
Barbershop trio.
That's good, man.
Welcome to this Evil Dead 2
review.
film review, yes.
Mike has seen it. I haven't seen it. It's not my kind of film at all. But
Why is that?
We'll get into that
Oh,
later.
right, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So, Mike, do you want to kick us off?
So I'll kick you off in your chair if you're not careful. So, yeah, Evil Dead 2. It's a sequel to the first one, obviously.
What's that called?
I don't know. But basically, the second one is kind of a remake, isn't it? The first act of... Well, you don't know. You.
Yeah.
So, the basic premise... these people read this book, the Book of the Dead, Necronomicon,
Oh.
and it unleashes the
Ex
Deadites.
Mortis.
Oh, excuse me, Necronomicon, Ex Mortis. He knows he's got his notes.
Yeah.
That releases the Deadites,
Yeah.
which possess people, turn them into the Evil Dead.
Oh, yes.
And,
Dead by Dawn.
Dead by Dawn.
Oh, loving it.
Let's get on with it.
Yeah.
So, I've got notes.
Ooh, where did you pull that out?
My foreskin. Anyway.
That's just your leg fat stretched.
Directed
by Sam Raimi.
Lovely,
Spider-Man.
lovely man.
Spider-Man, of course.
See, you've heard of him now. I think he's all excited. Did Darkman as well. Have you heard of that
Darkman.
film?
No.
Have you seen that?
I've seen it, yeah.
Great film. Can't recommend it enough.
The film starts off. We get a
It's a
glimpse.
good way to start
It
a
is
film
good.
by
It is
starting
really
it
good starting.
Traditional for it to be starting. Yeah.
We should do one where it ends, like
Yeah,
credits.
that's Memento. That.
Yeah, watch it backwards.
So it starts off and we get a shot of Sam Raimi's Oldsmobile
Yeah.
Delta 88,
Yeah, great.
which has
Classic car.
appeared in all of his films.
Yeah.
Can we name any? I've got.
Drag Me to Hell. It was in Drag Me to Hell.
Okay, you got Drag Me to
Yeah.
Hell.
Spider-Man 1,
Yeah.
2 and
Yeah.
3.
Can you? Yeah.
I don't know if it was in
Wonderful.
2 and 3, you know.
It was.
Well, yeah.
It was. I'm pretty sure it was Uncle Ben's car, and then
Yeah,
Peter
it was.
Parker gets it.
Yeah.
I'm Uncle Ben. So
You
I've got
are?
enough
Yeah, that's right. Where's your car?
unions. My Oldsmobile. I lent it to Sam Raimi.
In 82.
Went back in time.
Yeah.
I can't think of any. It probably is in every
Well,
single film then. So I know
yes.
that he did Darkman. He did. Oh God, there was this Simple Plan. Have you seen that?
Yeah, and it's
Have
in
you,
that.
seen, have you heard of
I've-
that? The car's pretty shit though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an old car.
Yeah, I don't know why he keeps. Why do you think he keeps putting the car in every single
He
film?
loves the car, man.
I don't think he drives the car.
He probably doesn't.
If you were going to be a director and you had like a calling card like that, what would yours be?
Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah,
there we
Yeah,
go.
I'd have the
Car
Beetle
route
in
as
every
well.
single.
Just
I think
gonna
it's
do-
just a gorgeous car.
Gonna do loads of Herbie films.
Yeah. Chandler's Herbie. Yeah,
would
sounds
yours-
dodgy.
Oh.
Doesn't have to be a car. You can just do.
Ooh. I could do like an Alfred Hitchcock just being on my own films.
I just wander around in a suit.
Yeah.
Depressed.
Walk at good evening. You do a good Hitchcock.
I do a very good Alfred Hitchcock.
That's pretty bang on.
Thank you.
Oh, look at this. Favorite
See, if
Hitchcock
they ever
film?
do an animated series about Alfred Hitchcock.
Favorite Hitchcock film?
Oh.
Have you heard of Alfred Hitchcock?
Yeah.
He's dead now. Don't worry. He's not making any more films.
You know, I'm probably gonna go with Rear Window.
Really?
Yeah.
Not Psycho. Have you heard of Psycho?
I've heard it. I've not watched it. It's
What
one
have you
of
heard
those
about it?
I keep meaning to watch.
We watched the film about Psycho,
Yeah, I
didn't
watched
we?
the film about.
It is amazing.
Yeah, I will.
This
watch
film
it.
is amazing. No spoilers. No spoiler. I know. What year was it? 1960.
61? I
It's
don't know.
shockingly good. It's going well.
So it starts off with a remake of the first film.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know, you haven't seen it.
Well, you do know.
I just got. Feel free to interject if you got. Any
I'm going to
notes.
interject. Do you know why they remade it, Ben? Do you know what happened? So the original film, they were just dying to make a film, right? They had hardly any money. And I'm sure that they went into debt and they asked for lots of loans, right? And the film was supposed to be like, it took about 6 years to make. And it did really well through word of mouth. And then Stephen King watched it. Have you heard of Stephen King?
Yeah, I know.
Have you heard of me?
And what was the quote? It was something like one of the most ferociously original horror films ever, right? And they put that on the poster, and then it became an international success. So people started saying, "Oh, can we have Evil Dead 2?" So they shopped around, and the documentary I was watching, lots of people wanted to work. They were dying to work on Evil Dead 2, right? And they were working like 7 days a week, 12-hour shifts, like all together. But they got a larger budget. So then they said, okay, in the end of part 1, spoiler, he dies And they go, how can we bring it back? And they go, because it's going to be known as like a soft reboot. So it pretty much is the same film, but with better special effects.
Pretty much, yeah.
You've seen part 1, right?
I've seen part 1. Did you know part 1 was a remake
Of
another Sam Raimi film?
No, what was it?
I can't remember what it was called.
Was it called Spider-Man?
It wasn't Spider-Man.
Worst remake ever.
No, it was the short. It was like a half-hour version of The Evil Dead, essentially.
Right.
And they just redid it again with better cameras.
Well, okay, let's compare part 1, and you could join in here because you haven't watched it, to part 2. Right, with part 1, it's just pure horror. Would you agree?
Yeah.
There's no comedy at all in there. It's just like a brutal assault on the senses. But because it's so old and so cheap looking, it looks crap, doesn't it?
It's really dingy and grimy and dirty, isn't it?
But then can you still enjoy it in this model age? Like looking at the effects, and there's a lot of stuff that's just obviously plasticine, you know, when the things are decaying and stuff.
Yeah.
What about you? Because you're a lot younger than both of us here. We're both in our 50s, right? So when you see like an old film like that one, was 1987, was it? Or 86?
86, yeah, 86, 87.
So it would have been made in 86. When you were watching that, was part of your brain thinking, oh, this looks really amateur? Or were you taken by the ride?
Initially, I thought it looks a bit amateur, but I brought into it because the thing is, I watch a lot of old Doctor Who, like from the 60s. So
Okay.
I'm used to terrible special effects.
Oh, okay. So
Wobbling
you're,
walls.
so you're a lot more forgiving
Yeah,
of
yeah.
that. Because there's one sequence, right, that always takes me out of it, even when I was a kid, when I was watching it, too young I was. When he decapitates, spoiler, his girlfriend, worst romantic date ever, right? And then the marionette's spinning around.
Yeah,
It
it's
looks,
like stop motion, yeah.
It looks crap.
Yeah,
But then I don't know
noticed
whether it's supposed to look crap. As a throwback to the Harryhausen. What was his name?
Ray Harryhausen.
Yeah, if it's a throwback to that, it's supposed to look like that. Or was it because they were so limited on the budget
It could be.
to make it look
I
realistic?
think maybe budget.
Because, you know the gorgeous Henrietta, which Ben keeps saying that he wants to find a girl that looks just like her. For some reason, we'll have to do that out. We'll go Broad Street, we'll find someone for you, right? Okay? With her, when you saw the makeup and stuff, they could have had like a headless corpse dancing. Don't you think? And it wouldn't have looked that bad.
To be fair, Henrietta was a guy in a suit.
It was Ted Raimi.
Yeah.
It was.
Also in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He worked at the
It's his younger
Daily
brother.
Bugle.
Yeah.
it. Did he have a car in there? as
He
well?
didn't, sadly.
He might have a car in there. We've never bothered looking.
I don't think he does. He's in the office all the time, unless he's driving the car up into the lift.
But it's a minor gripe. The film is one of the best films ever made. I don't want to get any hate mail. I don't know how they're going to mail me saying, oh, Sean, why you're shitting on one of the best films ever made. But that's why I was just curious to think if that took it out of you, the horror element of it. Like there's the bits with the hand now. And you know, they're running around and there's
I
this...
love the hand.
Good?
Yeah.
Good.
You know what? We're going to talk more about the hand.
Yeah, we'll get onto the hand.
We'll get into that because...
Because I've got a theory about that.
Oh, he's got a theory about the hand. Oh
Theory
my
about
God.
the hand.
Okay, right, okay.
All right, well,
Yeah.
I will say the film wastes no time dumping exposition.
Yeah.
It's immediately talking about
That's what I
the
want. That's what I like, yeah.
Yeah.
It sets it up straight away. And it's like a roller coaster ride, which is what I loved about the original film.
Yeah, you know, I will say I think the first one was more of a slow burn.
Yeah, okay.
In that, 'cause it's like about halfway through, that's
Yeah.
when it really, like, second act really kicks off.
Yeah.
But the first half is the first one is about a group of teenagers arrive at a cabin and they find the Book of the Dead. They find like this guy's recorded, same as the second one. Guy's recorded him reading the verses that will bring, you know, all these demons to life.
Klaatu, Varada, Nikto.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't know if that's a line, but that's in part 3. I just love that line. But that line's from War of the Worlds or something. I think it was.
Day the Earth Stood Still.
That's it, yeah, that's what the alien says.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? Of course he has. Okay. Right, okay. This is the best film review ever. I love it. Okay.
Well, this was like right from the beginning, though, wasn't it? This one. Immediately, the
Yeah, straight in
girlfriend's
there.
possessed.
Because that was the thing. They were saying that, hang on, this guy got battered to hell in part 1. Why the hell would he take another girl back to the same cabin?
Yeah.
So it is a reboot.
Yeah, and it's a different girl in both films.
Yeah. Was it Bridget Fonda in part 3? I'm sure it was. Yeah, in the supermarket it was. Yeah.
I personally felt it was a bit rushed, the first bit.
What
Yeah,
with the exposition?
Well, the exposition, then you know, she gets... so I will point out, she gets decapitated in about 6 minutes.
Well, that's what you do with bad actresses.
Take
I
away.
think because I hadn't seen the first one, when I watched it, I thought this is like really fast paced. I did look at the time and said like, how long's this been going on? Blur. And I did think, well, if she's at this point now, it's like a very long film. But
It's not a long film. I think, how long is it? Is it 90 minutes?
yes,
Perfect film length, man.
Yeah.
Not too long. No chaff in there. It's party time, man.
You get the bit where like they're in the cabin and he's playing the piano and she's dancing around.
Yeah.
yeah,
great.
I did see that, and I thought he'd never play piano in his life. 'Cause he's just sitting there like his hands weren't moving in time with the music, and he's like looking around.
You see, because Ben's a musician, so he's going to be watching people's hands when they're playing.
I didn't notice that. I thought it was a nice thing. Was the tuner just a generic tune? Did you know the song? No. Was it just generic for it to dance to? Yeah. Well, there'd be no Wi-Fi in the cabin.
No.
This is the good old days.
Yeah.
You know, they
Bring a piano with you.
So you know the tape recorder. He finds that downstairs. I'm just trying to remember.
I can't.
Or is it in another
Yeah,
room?
it's in another room.
Yeah,
It's
I
in
think
another
in
room.
the first one it's downstairs.
Yeah, right in downstairs. So in the second one, but I'm just thinking in terms of entertainment. Say it is set in 1987, he'd still have like a tape recorder that he could have brought out with him, right?
I suppose so.
But there's no. Is there any electric in there? There are lights in there, right? There must be because that's what sets off the tape.
Yeah,
Good thing as well.
Isn't he going out there with the woman? So I know he's gonna go out and let's listen to audio.
Not about audiobooks, but I'm just thinking like he'd want like if he can't play the piano, he'd play like a boombox. He'd
Like
take
a
a
cassette, the B-52s
yeah,
or something.
yeah,
Or
just
is
like
it-
start partying.
But a very early rudimentary sex tape where they just recorded the audio.
Just the audio. What's wrong?
I'm just thinking, you know those reel-to-reel cassettes?
Oh
would
God,
they
it's
be
broken off. The bedpost, I mean.
would they be selling like actual music on those? Because I've never seen them used.
It seems more educational. Type
Yeah, like
pieces and-
I've never seen that used in a commercial.
no
Environment.
reel-to-reel
Yeah.
music.
Because they just looked like the guy had used it to record his like thoughts, right?
Yeah, I think it was just like for like
But if
diaries
it's
and audios.
it's on a big spool, I'm guessing that would have been an option somehow.
Guess so.
But I don't
You,
think it would.
you must have just been able to. If you were recording music onto it, you'd have to record it live, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You couldn't edit
Off the
bits
dictaphone.
together. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Right, next one.
We get a shot of the camera going
Where?
through the house, don't we?
The Force.
Yeah, yeah.
Where
yeah.
you see the camera.
No, you don't see the
Oh.
camera, but the camera's coming towards.
That's what I love about the film.
I thought that was a bit of a weird effect because it was sort of jaunty and going around, but it's also very smooth.
Yeah,
So it's like I found it a bit weird that it was like smooth, but also jaunty rather than just being like.
That's with them walking up the steps. But that's called the Force. That is the demon that's about to attack.
Is
And
it
I
like
think I love
floating?
that effect.
Is it like floating or something?
So
'Cause
they were
that
using
one
like
makes sense,
I think they had a camera on wheels, but they also had like
I
a
mean,
mounted.
like this thing that's supposedly there.
yeah.
creature.
Is
Yeah.
it if it's floating, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It might be a
It's
floater, but I think that same creature manifests itself right at the end, and it doesn't seem to have. It's like a tree creature, is it?
I think it just sort of it sort of possesses everything around the cabin.
Right. Okay. So it'd be like a spectral spirit then originally, because like sometimes it goes into Ash and you get Evil Ash as well. Did you enjoy that bit, Evil Ash?
Who's actually?
Ash is the main guy.
He doesn't know who Ash is in Evil
Well,
Dead.
Bruce Campbell.
He had so many characters to
Yes,
choose from.
Evil
That's so funny. Who's Ash? Oh my god, this podcast is fucked.
But that effect, because I was trying to. Obviously, I didn't know what it was, so I sort of in my head was imagining like a dog or like sort of hound.
Oh, so you didn't
That's-
guess that even though the sound effect was going, oh, you
Well,
didn't
that's
guess
what I
that was
thought.
like a demon.
That's what I thought. It was like a demon or like a creature.
Oh, that's all right then. Yeah, he's definitely a demon because that's what he's unleashed after
I just
playing the
think it
tape.
was something fairly short, like running around because it's quite.
Well, like a rat,
Mm.
like an evil rat.
Yeah, or like Ronnie Corbett just running.
Hey, no heightist stuff in this podcast, please.
Well, I did.
And when it crashes through the window as well, the window breaks like 2 seconds before it actually gets.
But they had to
through.
hit it with a hammer, didn't they?
No, but that took me out a bit because the window's broken and then the thing goes. But if it's like a floaty gas thing or whatever, then
There are like little niggling bits in the film where you can see, like the bit I like is the eyeball.
Yeah,
I love the eyeball, but you can see the piano wire or whatever they used,
Yeah.
fishing wire on there. But I love that effect.
So the way they did that, they had it in her mouth and they pulled it out.
Just
and then,
spat it out.
Yeah.
Have you
reversed
seen
it.
the new Evil Dead? The Evil Dead Rise?
No.
There's a callback to that scene
Oh,
in
is
there.
there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the eyeball's back again. Yeah. So it's really. Why have you missed that one? Did you not? Were you not
I haven't got
interested?
around to it. I did see the remake of The Evil Dead.
Okay.
And
The one with Fede Alvarez, the one that he did.
yes.
Oh, okay. Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, I did enjoy
You
it.
might like that film.
Ben,
It's lovely. With that one, again, there's no humour in it. So it's very close to part one, would you say?
yeah, yeah.
There's no humour at all.
It's like part one, but with a massive,
But
massive
up in
by
budget.
comparison budget.
But the death scenes in that are amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. But
I think, there's a bit in the remake, I'll see if we can get a clip of it, where one of them's possessed, and I think one of the guys is shooting the possessed girl with like a nail gun, and she gets one in the eye.
Yeah.
He's like, pulls it
yeah,
out.
it's just magic.
Uh,
Ben doesn't look impressed with that.
No, just consulting my notes.
It's just lovely.
so if I jump ahead of anyone, please jump in. And we get the bit where he's laying face down in the mud puddle
Yeah.
after, and I watched the making of, and he's like lying face down, literally in a puddle of dirty water
Disgusting.
for like
isn't it?
30 seconds.
Yeah.
And he's just lying there.
True artist. Where was his Oscar nomination for that role?
Exactly.
Nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. It's a great performance, man. He was one of the producers as well, so
Bruce Campbell.
yeah, he was willing to put himself through the
Yeah.
abuse, wasn't he?
Yeah, and there's another great shot I just remembered where you see his eye turning milky.
Yeah.
And the way they filmed that, they had like a big Bruce Campbell head, and they just injected milk into the eye, so it swirls around.
Oh, that's supposed to show that he's getting possessed, right?
Yeah,
Which
not
is
into his
fantastic.
real eye, just
Yeah.
injecting milk into a person's eye. That's,
Did you like that scene when he ends up at the bridge and he pulls back and he's going, no!
yeah,
I found that strange because I didn't realise at first that it was a bridge.
Yeah.
And
Oh, okay.
I thought it was like some weird sculpture to do with the
No,
Evil
no,
Dead
no,
thing.
no,
And I was
no.
like, why is he
he's pulled
shouting
apart,
at
so
that?
he can't get out.
Well,
I
this
didn't
is what
know.
I'm saying. Like the opening was so rushed. Like in the first film, you do see them going over the
Yeah.
bridge. I don't know if it showed the bridge in this.
I
one.
can't remember.
That's what I was
But-
really confused. Like, why are you no? And like, then eventually, when it got to the wide shot, I realised it was a bridge.
Mm.
And I like that the Evil Dead, they mess around with the paths as well, so you can't find his way out as well.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. I liked. Yeah, go on. What was your next one?
Next one. What have I got here? The girlfriend jumps out the ground, sans head, and starts dancing.
Yeah, as
Bit you
girls
mentioned.
do.
I found that a bit really creepy the first time I saw
Well,
it.
it's supposed to be, isn't it? It's
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Job done, isn't it? Job done. Yeah. Were you surprised how quickly you chopped her head off?
Yeah. 6 minutes.
Yeah,
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I did think that because then, yeah, he cut her head off, but then he reverted to normal in sunlight, and I thought, oh, maybe he should have like tried to stop her and then like see if it could like reverse the effects or stop
I
it.
think it was
somehow.
too late by that. Wasn't she
Well-
attacking him?
But
Yeah.
but
Yeah, so.
he didn't know that. Well, I suppose if he didn't knew it from the first film, but as a standalone film,
He watched the first
He
film.
wouldn't have known that she'd like dead beyond things. So
I don't know whether
If
he's
it was
got like
me,
a
I-
special
if it-
power
yeah.
against
if it was me, I would have sort of trapped her and then tried to find a cure or something.
They do that in the first one.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
see,
sure.
You
So-
stole my idea.
But this is the thing with the Evil Dead. It sort of it can bring you back. You'll be possessed, but then it'll give you back. Like there's a bit
Yeah.
where her head's in the vice,
Yeah.
and
Did you
she
enjoy that bit, Ben?
the
yeah,
head in the
that's
vice.
cool.
I thought it was fantastic. And I was really impressed that they'd got a head. And it looked, and it was a real head, so they must have built the set around.
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
And then, what did you take a note of what colour the blood was at all?
Yeah, 'cause
yeah.
at one point someone had green blood.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
why have they got different coloured
Do you know
blood?
why? Mikey probably
I
knows.
have a feeling it was to avoid like an X-rating.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's
So,
just pathetic. Yeah,
They
So-
had so the blood. It's not like bright red. It's dark red.
Yeah.
Or sometimes it's
or black.
or
It was
sometimes
black
it's
as well,
green.
Yeah.
and green and stuff as well. But I think that's pathetic. Like, where do you stand on censorship of artists? Do you think it's a good thing, a bad thing?
It's difficult because X-rated films generally aren't commercial, are they?
But why?
I don't know.
Ben, chip in here with your wise words. I'm an adult and I want to watch a horror film. I'm paying like at the audience, say 14, 15 quid now. It goes up to 20, whatever they call a special event. And Sam Raimi wants to traumatize people. Should he be allowed to fully traumatize people? Because that's what they want.
I think if people know going into the film that's what it's going to do, then they're doing it of their own accord.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So then you've got these like Puritans sat there watching the film, taking notes.
You, Sham?
Oh, here we go.
The problem is, when it's a big company that's producing this film,
right,
they want to make money, and so there's going to be a lot of people saying, I don't want to be traumatized, so I'm not going to see that. So you want to go for the most
12A.
Look,
a 12A.
Usually,
like that imaginary film. Did you catch that about the teddy bear? Well, it came out last year. It was just utter shit. And there's another one. What was it called? Megan, where they copied the idea of Child's Play. Child's Play?
Yes.
Of course. And that was again, but aimed at children. But I think that there's, even if they're worried about investors and making money, if it's plugged as an 18 rated film, was the last Deadpool versus Wolverine an 18
I think
film?
it was 15.
Was it? Yeah. It was like an R rated in America.
Yeah. I think R is 15, X is.
Is it? 18. Is it 18? But it was like the highest earning R rated film ever, which shows them that there's a market for this material. And I'm just mystified. Who sat there going, that's too much, that is. In this horror
but that's
film.
the thing as well, like Deadpool versus Wolverine was a risk they took, making it R-rated.
Yeah.
So,
and it worked.
Yeah, it worked. And sometimes
and
you got to have someone who is willing to take the risk.
Yeah. I think maybe Sam Raimi should have gone to a different studio. Because imagine what we could have seen. In the making of, they had, and it still upsets me looking at that creature. I can't remember the name of the guy. It's not Ash. The blonde guy, what's his name?
This is another issue I have with the film. There's loads of characters. You don't know the names.
I know Bobby Joe because he keeps going, Bobby Joe! But the close-up of his teeth, Bobby Joe! I love it. But with that guy, that when he turns and that mouth full of teeth is horrendous.
Yeah, I never noticed the teeth have got like rows of teeth.
Yeah, he's got rows of teeth. It's horrendous. But apparently when they made that suit, he just kept dribbling and it went perfect. You're fine. But there's a bit where he chops his head diagonally.
Yeah.
And then the top of the head carries on being alive and winking and stuff. And again, the censor said, that's too much.
Film,
It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah, because...
What's too much?
The only way you can kill the dead actually is to completely dismember them.
Yeah. Set them on fire, maybe. Yeah. Shooting them won't kill them, will it? Unless a shotgun blasted their brains. Do they need their brains? Because the girl didn't need her brains, right?
Yeah.
So her body was animated.
I think by the time you get to Army of Darkness, a shotgun to the head kills them.
Army of Darkness is the weakest.
Oh no, I love that film. It's like a family film.
Yeah, that's why it's the weakest.
It's like it's like a fantasy adventure type thing.
Yeah.
But it's got a great bit where Ash, there's loads of tiny little Ashes, and they're all fighting him, like stabbing him with forks. And we get the bit where one of my favourite bits, where he's looking for the chainsaw. He's got the head in the vice, and then the dummy comes in.
Yeah,
and it looks like a Thunderbirds puppet.
With the thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was fantastic. It was so funny. And the guy that actually did it, he was on some kind of roller skate. So they were just pushing him behind and then just going back and forth like that. But they had a whale of a time making that scene.
Because it's just.
Do you think to some minds that would be a scary scene rather than funny? Because if you think about it, it's horrific. What's actually happening?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't find it particularly funny.
You didn't find it funny? Were you horrified that this? Were you jarred like when they suddenly burst in?
I was a little bit scared, and thought.
Really?
Not scared.
He was scared. He's scared.
I thought it was a bit weird.
Okay, it's weird.
I mean,
when
like I said, I watched the making of, and the guy was saying when he read that in the script, that's going to be a terrifying scene. Yeah. And I suppose on paper it is. Your dead girlfriend who you've just been forced to murder.
Yeah.
She's gone back to life, and her dead body's
charging at you with
a chainsaw. Yeah.
But when he pushed it and it went into her neck and then it started spewing, I thought that was just gorgeous. I had this massive grin on my face. Like, and then when he clamps her, and then what I loved was that you got the demon head. and then it reverts back to, and she goes, please don't
Yeah,
hurt me.
yeah,
You said you'd
yeah.
always look after me, and then he starts struggling like this, and then he just goes for it. But they cut away from the actual decapitation, the skull. But then I love the way that it sprays on the light bulb, and it's a world of... Do you think that was a callback to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
It was a callback to the first film, actually.
Right,
There's a scene in the first film where blood runs into the light and it fills up the light bulb.
Yeah.
And that's actually a reference to the Three Stooges. There's a scene where,
Ah.
like, they're working as plumbers and they somehow plumb the electrics into the water. And so he turns on the light and the light fills up with water and explodes.
That's very, very clever.
Yeah. There's actually a few Three Stooges references in this film. The eyeball is a reference to the Three Stooges.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
What, did they shoot at?
I have no idea. I can actually find the clip,
Okay.
sadly.
Good.
Otherwise, I'd have
That's good.
spliced
That
it.
is
But...
good. But he's got a big, really good sense of humour, both of them. They're like taking the pee out of each other.
Yeah, you know what? Bruce Campbell, I think, is a very funny
It's hilarious.
man.
Don't you think it's a shame that he didn't have this A-list star status?
yeah.
He had the looks, he had everything.
Yeah.
Great actor, he was funny. What the hell happened?
Does his own stunts.
Yeah. Well, and he was a producer on the films as well. But he said that Sam Raimi was always hated me because I was the good-looking one. I was used to get the girls. So he said, I want to torture you throughout this film. And he used to pee himself doing it. He's fantastic. What a great guy. It's a great relationship.
But you said when he's looking for the chainsaw, and he goes to look where it should be, and there's like a chalk outline of it.
Yeah, I like that. I like
I
that.
thought, why is that there?
So
It's
you
to
know
let
where the
you
chainsaw
know.
goes. Yeah.
It's to let you know that there's something
Yeah,
missing.
but like, other than film version, like in real life.
I think you might be unpicking it slightly a bit too much, mate. Yeah. But I think it was to let us know that what was missing in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
But also, because he's like chainsaws the body and like sort of decapitates that, and that doesn't stop her. Like she's still talking and that. So why does he think chainsawing the head would?
Well, it shuts her up, doesn't it? It's quite an effective way to shut her up. And she can't talk anymore because the mouth's gone as well. Well, are you saying that where does the evil reside? Is it in the head
Yeah, well,
or in the body?
I'm
Or
thinking-
perhaps it's both.
Well, I'm thinking as well if he's like chopped her head off
Yeah.
and chopped all the body off,
Yeah.
and then thinks chopping the head off is gonna chopping the head up is
Yeah.
gonna stop it. But surely if he's chopped everything up, I would think, well, there's no use chopping stuff up.
Yeah, but she
Fine
can
anyway.
still talk to him and taunt him, can't she?
Yeah, I suppose.
Or would you prefer that at that point you turn into a rom-com? Where like the horror's over, he just puts her in a box and just walks around, takes her around. I'd watch that.
There's going to be a lot of head puns, isn't there?
Yeah. Well, he could balance her head on a mannequin, couldn't he?
Yeah.
And then, it'd be like Mannequin Part 3.
Yeah.
Mannequin 3, the Evil Dead Mannequin show. That'd be cool.
And then in Act 2 he breaks up with her and says, I think we should quit while you're ahead. But no, at that point I would have tried something different, like burning it or like something.
I think that would be practical, but I think it'd be a bit boring. Filmically, I think they went for the right choices, which is just to chop and devour. I liked it.
I don't know, it's too much.
I will point out as well, in the first film, he doesn't kill his girlfriend, or he doesn't kill her straight away. Like she's sitting on the floor taunting her,
Yeah.
isn't she?
Yeah.
Well, because in the first film, Ash isn't the main character; it's the other guy. But then the other guy gets killed. and
What
so-
song does she sing? She'd be sat on the floor with glass eyes. What does she sing a song in the first one? Yeah. It's not. Does she say "We're gonna get
That's
you"?
it, yeah.
It's like a sing-song thing, and then the nursery rhyme thing comes back in part 2 with beautiful Henrietta.
Yeah,
Huh?
we're going to get to Henrietta.
Oh, bloody hell! You've gone freak on him.
Well, we get what I think is the greatest fight scene featuring only one person in cinematic history.
Damn straight.
When
Yeah.
Ash's hand gets
Yeah.
possessed.
I loved it.
Loved it. That was good.
It's
fantastic.
great. It's really silly, really slapsticky.
And he actually did it.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if you knew that, if he actually...
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he did the
He
lot.
just starts beating it.
So the co-writer, I think it's Sam Scoretti, he'd made a short film about a hand attacking someone. Sam Raimi loved it and he goes, can we use it for our film? He went, absolutely. He said to Bruce Campbell, do you want to do this? He went, fuck yeah, I do. And they had a stuntman, but he goes, no, it looked like too much fun. I wanted to do it myself. But if you look at what he's doing, who else would put himself through that?
It's
This is a
amazing.
great performance.
It's amazing acting. Because I genuinely question whether it is like his hand or special effects. You're like,
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the hand that's crawling away?
no, like when he's doing that.
When
to
you
him.
think it's
it
like
was
on
definitely
strings
him.
or something.
Yeah,
It
and I like the
looks
sound
creepy.
effects that he makes noises.
Yeah,
the how, when I loved it. And then when he's running around as well, and then with the shotgun blast as well. You know when the blood starts spewing out,
Yeah.
and then it just turns into this geezer. And I was thinking, oh my god, because then you don't they do this like weird reverse shot where it all comes back out.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
just completely sucks out. So he's just going, what the... I loved it. I just fantastic. Because like, doesn't it start with him talking to himself in the mirror?
Yeah.
And then the guy just grabs him,
Yeah.
doesn't it? And that's when he goes, oh no, you bastards.
Yeah.
Not my hand. But was he right-handed or left-handed? I'm thinking he's
I
right.
think he was right. It was his right hand.
Is it his right hand that
gets
that gets the chainsaw?
I think it does change partway through the film because they flip on the shots.
Oh, okay.
But it was his right hand.
Would you say a chainsaw and a shotgun are the ultimate combo for a hero?
I think so.
Finding the Deadites, because he's just so cool.
Yeah.
And he's got the best lines, the groovy.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get to that. Bit
Oh
as
my
well.
god, spoilers!
Yeah,
We're
man.
jumping ahead, man. Okay.
Going back to the hand, because I thought a little when I was watching it, I thought it could be an origin story for the Thing from Adam's Family.
Oh, okay.
I genuinely thought he might have been the same guy. 'Cause you know when you see it crawling across, the guy who played the Thing, he actually played severed hands in several films.
That's funny.
This is his
That
thing.
is funny. So there was a film a couple of years later. Have you heard of Idle Hands?
Yeah, that was
And
the
that
guy.
again, I think that was inspired by Evil Dead, wasn't it? That was a good film, that was,
Wasn't it the song in Sound of Music?
I don't, yeah.
Idle Hands. I don't know.
And a bit I thought you'd love in the film is where he puts the bucket on top of the hand and puts a stack of books
Yeah,
in the top is a farewell to
yeah,
arms.
that's great. That was right.
I didn't notice that. Actually.
Oh, did you know?
Yeah,
that?
you'll have to watch it again now. Yeah.
And
On your copy.
of course, he puts the bucket on top, and that turns out to be as useful as a nickel condom because it escapes seconds later.
Yeah, straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then he comes back right at the end. doesn't he?
Yeah.
I was hating on that hand then. She almost went through the verses, didn't she? And then
You know how they filmed the hand crawling, actually? Because they had the floor cut out, but they had one floorboard slightly higher than the others,
okay.
so you wouldn't see the hole. So they film it from that direction with the hand crawling, so you don't see the lower bit.
That's fantastic.
So it's actually someone's hand like that.
They just cut out the floor and there's someone.
Do you like to know things like that or not?
I do actually.
Does it when you watch the film again? Does it take away a bit of the magic?
I don't think so. I don't really think. Probably next time I see it, I'll forget all about how
That's
they
all right
filmed
then.
it.
As long as you haven't got like a good memory, because that it becomes like a niggling thing for me. Then.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
like, oh god, I don't know how he was done.
There's a few niggling things in this. Like there's the bit where he's been chased through the house and is going through like the crawl space and everything. If you look at the ceiling, you can see there's no ceiling and there's loads of like lights and wires and
you
stuff.
can see the set. Yeah. But you still forgive it.
Oh yeah.
That was a weird shot when he was like running up round through all the rooms.
Yeah.
Like, infinite number of rooms.
Yeah.
Like Scooby-Doo.
And then he shuts himself down. But I just love that sound effect of the force. Oh, and then when he reverses as well, so he leaves it alone for a bit. But it appeared that with that force, it was trying to drive him mad. You know, but through constant. A bit like, have you seen Smile yet? Have you heard of Smile?
Yeah, I've seen Smile.
It's a beautiful film. Oh, it's just lovely. And with that one, I don't know if it's similar to the Force that's after him, but with that one, he taunts them like over a. Have you heard of the Ring film?
Heard of it.
Would you watch that?
I've not seen it.
Have you seen it?
I've seen the Japanese one.
Have you seen the remake?
I've not seen the ring.
I swear it's a work of art. It might be because of Naomi Watts,
It
that's
was.
it. But I swear it's just gorgeous to look at, and it's like a work of you watch it, a horrific work of art. Because like you know the video. So this is video after 7 days. If you watch it, you're gonna die, and this demon that comes for you. And does she taunt them throughout the week? Is there like little glimpses of her about to come for
There
them?
might be. I can't remember now.
But in the Smile, did you say you've seen Smile?
I'm
You're gonna watch part 2.
gonna watch part 2.
It's superb, right? With that one, the demon, it tries to drive you mad before it, and then it feeds on your worst fears and anxieties. And it looked like that Necronomicon and it released that kind of demon
Yeah.
onto Ash as well. But I love it. Ben's impressed by the film, aren't you? What was your next one?
My next bit is we meet Henrietta.
Beautiful Henrietta.
Someone's in my fruit cellar. I love Henrietta.
If Henrietta was the last woman on earth, would you go for
No,
it?
no.
I think I would. I would think she'd make a really interesting conversation. Just to hang out with her. 'Cause you should have mood tantrums and stuff. You try to keep her great with nursery rhymes. She's got it all. She can fly. She could turn into a monkey.
I'll swallow your soul.
I love it.
All I heard was swallow.
So what creature do you think she turned into at the end? Because like her neck's really long, like a giraffe.
Yeah.
And then she's got like a... What would that head be described as?
I have no idea.
That was like one of the few things in the film that creeped me out.
Oh, you got creeped out by Evil Dead? Oh my god, why?
No, just the face at the end.
Loved it, yeah. And then I love that he's punching it. Like Tyson, just giving it a whack. Yeah, I like that as well.
There's a bit actually talking about niggling bits where Henrietta's spinning around.
Yeah.
And if you look closer, you can see the suit's torn and you can just see Ted Raimi's underpants.
Yeah. She did and there was this disgusting thing that they said about the film was that they showed it and just like gallons of sweat are coming off him.
Yeah.
And there's a bit where she's sideways and all the sweat's coming out of his ear. It's just
because they get him into the suit, they had to put baby powder on him, and so all that's just getting wet. And
it's grim, man.
it's all this white.
He did really well.
Yeah.
And I love Henrietta. Did that freak you out when he went downstairs and she attacks?
She pops out the floor.
No, I guessed it was going to happen.
Okay, even though I knew it was going to happen, but did you just like, oh my god, when's it going? Because they crank it up until she suddenly explodes, and she's just as horrendous as our.
I did notice that throughout the film there's a lot of sort of long build-up.
Yeah, they have to, because if it's just like horrific images, it doesn't work.
Yeah, you got to build up to the.
And you've got to talk about things. I like the way that the tape's playing, and he's saying, I believe that she's been possessed, and that's why I've locked her downstairs. And that's when Ash Clark wakes up, and he goes, oh my god, get me out of here, get me the fuck out of here. And then she does attack. And then, did you like, again, we don't know the name of the character, the redneck. You know when she grabs him, and his legs are dangling. It reminded me of the Simpsons episodes, the Itchy and Scratchy. It was just like that. It's the force of it, the blood and like that. Like, what had she done to him to make him explode in that amount of blood? Like, she must have ripped off his torso and just left him in a pile. But that's amazing. I love that.
And you know what, as well, I like most of it is Bruce Campbell's reactions to everything. He's got such a great face.
He has. Very expressive.
Yeah,
and he spent a lot of time trying to match, the wounds on him. On his face to make sure. And it took a long time because I can't remember the name of the job. What is the name of the job? Is it continuation?
Continuity.
Continuity person is an actual. So there's a continuity person trying to match all that up. And it must have been crap because apparently it was really cold and he was always in a damp, blood-soaked outfit throughout the shooters home to have been. And then apparently they were drying him, and then he goes, it would just turn into rock. So like he'd walk in like that, and then wash out, and then back on set.
A couple of things I did miss out. Did you see? You haven't seen Nightmare on Elm Street, have you? But Freddy with the claw. Did you see Freddy's claw?
No, where was it? Is it the tool shed?
Yeah, it's hanging above the tool shed.
Apparently downstairs there's a ripped poster for the Hills of Ice as well.
I think that's the first one.
What's in the second one?
It's the claw.
Is it the claw? Okay, yeah.
Because as a tribute to Wes Craven, Sam Raimi put the poster to The Hills Have Eyes. And so in Nightmare on Elm Street, there's an Evil Dead poster, I think.
Yeah. Ripped, downstairs, yeah. So they're giving nods to each other, which I really like. Bunch of bloody nerds.
And one of my favourite bit that I missed is when Ash is going crazy. Or the furniture's moving. The moose head just... It's like this weird demonic moose head. And it's got this crazy laugh.
That escalation from that. And that's probably one of my favourite scenes in any horror film.
Yeah.
Because it's so unexpected. And then, when he's going up and down as well.
Yeah.
With the lamp as well. And then suddenly there's a bang on the door and he just boom, boom like that. Yeah. It's fantastic.
It reminded me of that George Harrison video.
Oh, he's got my mind set on you. Okay.
All the furniture's down.
Yeah. Maybe it was inspired because that was released shortly after it. So maybe he'd watched it. George Harrison had a big sense of humour. Apparently he paid he paid towards the making of Life of Brian. It's just random, isn't it?
Yeah. Did he start a
he was in
film
there?
production company?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And
he was in Life of Brian. There's a shot as one of the white people in the worshipping. Yeah.
He did Time Bandits as well, didn't he? They produced that, and he did the theme.
Did he?
Yeah, Time Bandits. There you go.
What a
We
talented
digress.
Yeah.
Digressing yet again.
We digress. What have I got? The hillbilly guy
Yeah,
forces them out
yeah.
of the cabin. You know what? I actually wrote the guy's name, Jake.
Oh,
character's
brilliant.
name
There we
is
go,
Jake.
Jake. Yeah. Jake.
I really love that bit because he had no character up until that point. He's just this guy who, they don't need any personalities. They're all going to die. So,
But it's better for them to have a personality, so
Yeah.
then you feel some kind of empathy for
but
it.
I felt really bad for him because he's screaming, "Bobby Joe!"
Bobby Joe! I
Man,
love that line.
Yeah.
That was his girlfriend. How did he pull Bobby Joe?
Right,
But she's
yeah.
smoking hot, and he's got this creaky old man
Yeah.
with disgusting teeth. Maybe he's a rich Texan or something.
Maybe he looks like a cross between you and me.
Oh, look at that. Look at that, yeah. Maybe where's our Bobby Joe then?
Yeah, man.
Damn straight. Bobby Joe! Apparently when he punched, he actually connected with Ash and knocked some teeth loose as well.
Yeah.
And I think he broke a rib during that shoot as well when they were dragging him through the hole again with the blood spat. I think he
Oh.
broke a rib.
I said, because there was that bit where, like, she's fighting with him in one room and then drags him into another.
Yeah.
And she drags him right next to the basement, which
Yeah.
they know there's an evil woman down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think,
Why wouldn't you do
I think
it
they
a few
wanted. I
feet
think they
away?
wanted him to die. They didn't like him at this
Very
point.
clear. It's like, I
Doesn't
can
he
see-
kick him in the head? I'm sure he kicks him in the head in one of the scenes.
Ted Raimi.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no. That
Ash.
Jake kicks Ash. You know when he shoots and then they raid him. So he
Yeah.
punches him. I'm sure he kicks him in the head as well.
Maybe I'll have a look.
And then they drag him into the thing, and I thought that was a bit brutal.
Yeah.
I thought, you don't want to get CTE in a horror film, but they would believe that he is psychotic. But then it takes him. It doesn't take him long to explain what's actually going on because she's familiar with what her father was doing the research on, right? Because he was an archaeologist. Is she an archaeologist as well?
I believe so. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So she knew. Where did they find the Kandarian dagger?
I have no idea.
Is it on her?
I don't. You know what? I can't remember. Anytime Ash wasn't on the screen, I kind of tapped out.
Do you remember where they get the dagger from?
I think she has. Yeah,
in
she has
preparation to
it.
this.
No, you're right.
She brings
has
it with her?
She has like the case. Yeah.
Is it in a case?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, so they're saying that there's some historical value to this. Ah, right. Okay.
So I was confused as well because she brought some of the papers from the book or something, didn't she?
Yeah.
And then later shows the papers are downstairs. And I thought
Yeah,
she
That's the
guy
rest of
throws
the.
it.
Yeah. He goes,
So-
this is all bullshit. Yeah, I
So-
don't believe any of this.
Jake, when Bobby Joe gets dragged away, he
By the
throws.
perverted trees.
Oh man, yeah, that's another bit from the first film where.
Yeah.
But we're not going to go into that.
Yeah.
He
We're
throws
not
the
going to
papers.
mention it.
No, well,
We
Throws
mentioned it now.
he throws the papers into the basement because they're going to use them to.
I must
You
have
get
missed
rid of the Evil Dead. Yeah. Bobby
It's,
Joe,
it's,
man.
it's Bobby Joe and Jake, just
Yeah.
tap out whenever they're.
So I like the bit where he goes. She asks them to pick up the suitcases,
yeah.
and he's really pissed off because she's got this massive pile of bags as well. That made me laugh. It was good.
He's like, oh, give us a ride. Yeah, we'll lead the way. If you
And they
take
had
the-
to
you take the
introduce
cake.
new characters because they needed more Deadites to be
Yeah.
animated as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
So they were pretty much fodder for the machine. But it would have been. It wouldn't have worked with just Ash. What do you think?
No, I wouldn't.
On his own, or do you
No.
think it would? Because
I don't think so.
I'm sure there's been films where there's just one protagonist. Can you think of one
Oh,
with just one character and nobody else
oh God.
apart from demons?
There was an episode of Doctor Who where it was just Peter Capaldi.
Just him and nothing else. There must have been monsters coming
there was
out.
a monster, but it was like a cloaked figure you never saw.
That's half hour, is it? Or an
about
hour?
50 minutes.
See, that's pretty good. That's
And
pretty good.
he pulled it off. It was very
And I've watched a lot of horror films. I can't think of one where there's just one person going up against an entity.
Because the thing is, the demons don't just come out of hell. They have to possess people.
Yeah.
And
Could
so
they
you
possess
need people-
animals?
Probably good.
I think they could.
A possessed fox coming at you.
You got a badgers there.
Yeah.
Possessed horse.
Oh, that'd be a massive demon horse coming at you. Badger I can deal with. That's small. Fox, yeah. But a horse,
Or maybe it has to be human.
maybe.
That would be funny though, if like they possessed like a frog or something.
Yeah.
Because he did do the hand, and that's quite a small thing. So you don't know whether it is a smaller demon or the demon can just... I don't know the rules. Yeah.
But we get to the final act, and the girl screaming, I can't remember her name, but she starts doing my head in with this scream.
That's why she was chosen, apparently.
Really?
Because they went through the different actresses, and they wanted someone with a really piercing scream, and they all went, apparently, so that's why she was picked.
It's not even like a really high-pitched scream.
Yeah. It's like an alarm. It's like an alarm going off, which is pretty good. Yeah, she was good. Did you like that character then?
I didn't really care. I like the way she was dressed. I like the long socks and,
Yeah. Is that supposed to be like she's an educated person?
Yeah.
That's how educated. Who's your favourite character from the whole thing?
The hand.
Just the hand?
The hand.
Why did you bond with the hand? Do you think it was a naughty hand?
It was cool. Like, really well done.
I love as well.
I like in films. I like supporting characters and like the animal sidekicks or whatever. I always like those characters. Because it's got so much character, but it's just a hand. And, you can see the emotions and like the.
Did you like that it made squeaky noises? And it seemed that you didn't like Ash at all then. Were you a fan? What was your favourite Ash catchphrase? He only had one, didn't he? It's just groovy. Well, what were the other ones?
He had when the hand's laughing at him, and it's what did he say? Not laughing now or something like that.
Yeah.
And the bit with the demon.
We should have watched this film before.
Probably should. Who's laughing now?
That's it. Yeah.
And the bit where the demon's like, I'll swallow your soul, I'll swallow your soul. Swallow this.
I love that shot, man. It just smashes it apart. But the bit in the shed where he's getting ready.
Yeah, till it becomes the iconic.
That was a cool scene.
Yeah, he's got the chainsaw hand, he's got the sawn off boomstick. Groovy.
Did that remind you of Commando when he starts suiting up in there? Have you seen Commando? He hasn't seen Commando. Have you seen Commando?
I've seen Commando.
Do you remember when he's getting ready to raid the thing, and then you have that same strapping gun thing? Commando's one of the greatest films ever made. You got to watch it.
That's with the massive bazooka, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think a lot of that as well comes from Scorpio Rising.
I haven't seen that.
It's like 1960s.
What is it?
It's a short film.
I've not seen that film as well. Look, I know what it feels like now.
But yeah, that's where all the macho. It's like a really gay film.
Okay.
It's about like gay bikers or something.
Right.
But there's like scenes where people are strapping things. But that's where.
Is the shots quite similar where you just see something clicking and then something a gun cocking? Oh, okay. So they copy that motif. Because it was in Rambo 2 as well. Yeah, that same when he's getting ready. Have you Rambo 2? No. Oh, Rambo 1? Rocky?
See, my reference was going to be Batman Forever when...
Yeah. Yeah.
Bat nipples.
He tweaks his bat nipples.
Batman Forever. Oh my god.
You know what would be great if Batman's suit was like smooth, but then you did that.
Does he say boomstick in this film?
He doesn't say boomstick.
Is that in part 3 then?
Part 3. Yeah.
Part 3 you got to watch. What has this film made you want to watch more of it? Are you just kind of cut out now? Because part 3 is far more comedic, isn't it, than part 2? There's a lot more humour in there. And Ash, I don't know if you like the character or not, but he's quite humorous, but he's got no people skills, which is what I like him. He just says what he feels. And he goes back and he just starts mistreating all these peasants and he hates them. And he doesn't want to be there, does he?
No, yeah.
Even the girl that loves him, she hates her as well. And the line, "Give me some sugar, baby."
Yeah.
That's one of the great... Try it on a girl and watch her laugh at her. "Give me some sugar, baby." And then he unlooses her hair as well, doesn't he, at one point? In the film, I'm sure he does anything when he starts kissing her. He's a great hero.
You know, talking about hair, one of my favourite bits from this film is when the hair turns white.
Yeah, through fright.
Yeah. He like gets this white strip in his hair.
Is that a real thing? I don't think it is.
Yeah, your hair can change colour from
Suddenly,
stress.
over a period of time. Like,
through the aging process, but not suddenly. Like Toaster London.
Yeah, but I think
he fell off a tree and then he got his white. I don't think that's a real thing.
No, well, I know with stress your hair can fall out and
fall out. That's what happened to me.
Like, go grey as well. So.
Yeah, but not like white. Because your pigment, your hair's dead anyway, isn't it? It's dead cells. So if it was to turn white, it'd have to turn white at the root and then infect the entire length of the dead. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't happen. No, I refuse to believe that.
If there's any hair scientists out there, please
Is that
get
the
in touch.
term? Hair
Hair
scientist.
scientist.
What's
It might be.
the
Hair-
epidermis? So it's epidermatitis.
Epidermis.
I think that's it. Epidermatitis, because dermatitis is
Hello.
dermatologist.
Yeah, there you go.
Epidermatologist, maybe.
Maybe. If there's any epidermatologists out there.
I'm sure one of the two people still watching this crap are going to be writing in and letting us know. We'll just
But
Google
there's-
it later.
A scene in this as well, isn't there, where he starts eating the hair of someone.
Oh yeah, the boyfriend demon gets
Starts eating
possessed
the
and he
hair. That
starts
was
eating this girl's hair.
Who is your favourite monster from this, or is it Henrietta?
My favourite monster is probably from the first one.
No, in this one.
In this
part
one,
two.
ooh,
Because I love
like-
Henrietta.
Yeah,
I think she's fantastic
I think Henrietta is great.
to look at, and you know the way she behaves, and she's so creepy, and it's obviously a bloke.
In a fat suit.
But then to look at, I think the boyfriend is horrendous.
Yeah.
Because of those teeth, looking at that face upsets me because
You
it's
know-
such a horrific. Honestly, I don't know how they modelled it and then worked with it. Because just looking at it, just I don't like
I
that.
thought it looked like a spitting image puppet or something.
It
Like
does,
the
but it's just
frozen thing.
it is, but it's just a hideous thing.
Yeah.
And then when he's floating as well,
Yeah.
Well, swallow us, oh! And I'm thinking, this, my brain, I swear, my brain was just bursting. I was like, this is just amazing. Because he's had a nightmare and he's managed to film that nightmare for our pleasure. Thank you, Sam Raimi. We're not worthy.
Talking about the eating the hair, those contacts, they couldn't see anything out.
Yeah, they're blind.
So
yeah.
he just had to just walk into this
yeah.
woman.
Just guided us, all footage of that. They just guided them. And it's supposed to be really uncomfortable as well.
Speaking of nightmare, you're on about earlier how there's a theory that the whole thing could be.
Oh, I was saying that. That's my but nobody else has ever thought this, or maybe they have, right?
Well,
What if Ash is just having a psychotic break and he's killed his girlfriend and everything is imagined? Because that would be possible. If a rational person was investigating it, like a psychiatrist, that's what they'd say. He's got bipolar, he had a psychotic episode.
Yeah.
And that'd be so we're
Yeah,
actually watching the results of that. Has there been a film like that?
If there has, it's not coming to
Because you
mind.
got Split.
Yes.
Have you heard of Split? Right, with that one, you got James McAvoy, and he's got split personality disorder, and he
I've heard of it,
behaves.
I've not seen
You got to watch it. It's an incredible performance.
Yeah.
But that's what happens to him. But you see the effects of it. So he's trapped. Is it one girl or two?
3, I think.
Is it 3 girls? He's got trapped, and they try to liaise with the good one. Who's the good one? Is it the boy?
It's a little boy, yeah.
But then they don't know who's going to turn up. But his mannerisms completely changed. But that's an example of one.
Yeah. Anyway, back to
We're
the
back
film.
to the film. We're talking about.
Because I wanted to mention the bit with the trees, where the trees attacking them.
Yeah.
That was a really
Yeah.
cool scene. It's like ripping the.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that.
You know what? Looking at the making of it with the makeup where they've put like branches through her skin to make it look like the woman
cool.
Bobby Joe. Bobby Joe.
Bobby, yeah! It kind of pulls her in as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And
Well, in the first film, there is a full-on like tree rape scene.
yeah.
So yeah.
So that was like a callback because it was so horrendous that they must have said, yeah, we need to have that in this one as well. But the special effects, obviously, in this one with her skin getting torn apart is a lot. But don't they drag her
Yeah.
along the floor as well at an incredible speed as well? So is that to suggest that all the trees around the cabin are
It
possessed
gives
as well,
you that
right?
impression because
Because
it's
there's multiple trees,
the trees,
right?
but like there's no the path's gone. There's no way back. Everything, the whole forest.
I think he's stuffed it, hasn't he? He's in
yeah.
trouble.
Yeah.
I think he's in a lot of trouble. Were you expecting him to stay as a demon once he became a demon? Because right at the end he's like attacking, and I like the way he's walking as well, and then he's trying to get in because he's full on zombie.
Yeah.
But then did you find that really cheesy when he finds the necklace? And so love saved his soul.
I do like that though. Like, you can defeat the Deadites with love.
with love, like
Yeah.
his love of his girlfriend that he decapitated a couple of hours ago. That brought him back to. It's just fantastic. But then, have you got to the end? Did you have an end question?
I've got a couple extra bits. Even though he's now the action hero, he's strapped with all the stuff on,
Yeah.
he's got the chainsaw hand.
Yeah.
He's still getting the shit kicked out of him. And he's still really weak. But you know what? I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you don't get that anymore. Like, I heard that Jason Statham and Dwayne Johnson had it in their contract that they can't lose a fight.
Really?
In a film.
How pathetic.
Yeah. But when you look at...
That's like when you play with like my nephew and when he's playing Lego and he never loses. And
Yeah.
it's like, you have to.
Sounds like Steven Seagal, that does, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's
But
like when we did an improv, like it can be fun being the low status.
Yeah, exactly. We look at Indiana Jones, for
Yeah.
instance.
He gets battered all over the time.
All the
Yeah.
time.
But that makes you improvise because, like, you think,
Yeah.
how would I deal with this situation? Is like how we do it, right?
There's in... it was the first one, is it? Raiders.
I'm gonna grab a bottle.
I'll go for a minute. You've played Lego Indiana Jones, I'm sure.
Well, hang on.
Alright.
I played Star Wars in Indiana Jones.
Star Wars Indiana Jones?
No, Star Wars, Lego.
That's- oh,
Lego
right,
Star
okay.
Wars, yeah.
That's a crossover I want.
Yeah,
Star Wars
yeah.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
But there's a fight scene where he's fighting Pat Roach
right.
in front of this plane and the plane's spinning
Oh,
around. He's got
yeah.
the blades going. And Harrison Ford just gets the shit kicked out of him. Doesn't get a shot in or anything. The fight only ends when Pat Roach gets cut up by the blades.
Yeah, because
So he doesn't even win the fight.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, he won by default. He said the other one
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
when he with the whip, and I was expecting like this big, with the sword guy. Yeah. But apparently he had the shits. That's
Yeah.
why he did that scene. Yeah.
That's another one we've got to watch.
Yeah.
Well, then we get to the end.
Yeah.
Ash is sucked into the vortex
Oh.
along with his
Yeah.
car.
Great special effects there.
I like
Going round and round.
Doctor Who.
Yeah.
It's quite similar to the Doctor Who
Yeah.
time vortex.
Did you like him chopping at that massive eye?
Yeah,
And
he
getting
gets-
bogey sauce all over him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
I loved as well, earlier in the film, the woman's going through the book and said, "Oh yeah, apparently this happened years ago," and the guy wasn't able to stop him.
Yeah.
The hero was sent to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's the
pic-
prophecy.
Yeah. The
So he's
prophecy.
become Jesus now?
And he's like, "Yeah, we didn't do a very good job of it."
Yeah.
Turns out it was him.
Yeah. And you see the picture of him with
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
with the
yeah, I
chainsaw?
think so,
That's
yeah.
when he realises it. He goes, no! And the person that says hail to the king, that is Sam Raimi.
That is Sam Raimi, yeah.
Did you? Okay.
No, I just realised that's why he shouts no, because I was wondering why is he shouting no?
Because he was always meant to go back in time to fight the demonic forces. So yeah, it's a great ending.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I was a bit confused by the ending. I thought it was like just a random twist. I was like, why is he going back there? And
He was always meant to go back there
Yeah.
in order to take care of business. So you'll have to watch part 3 to see what happens.
Yeah. Did they intend to make a part 3, or was that just we're going to end it on this cliffhanger as a joke?
I think that with this type of film, they're hopeful that they'll get a budget for a
Yeah.
new film. And if it does end, then they stuff it off.
so what's your general overall?
Best film ever made. Right.
To be
That's
fair, you
my,
said that about several films.
it's my favourite
You should get
horror
that on a
film.
T-shirt.
Best film ever made.
Yeah.
Just have it on there. Okay, where would you rank it with all the other horror films that you love?
Oh boy.
Because it's difficult to compare it to other horror films because it's its own machine.
Yeah.
And like, say you wanted to be horrified, what would you watch then?
Ooh, if I wanted to be horrified, I would still say my favourite horror film is Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original.
See, it's very lo-fi again. And I
Yeah,
can't-
but no, well, that's what I like about it. It's just so dirty and filthy and grungy. That's what I really like.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you watched it?
That's-
Best film ever. The Shining I'd rank as like the best horror film, right? But then it's hard to compare, don't you think? The Shining. with
Yeah, The Shining with Evil Dead
They're
2.
different monsters, aren't they?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
there's no humour in The Shining.
Well, you said that you described Evil Dead 2 as like a comedy. Like,
Oh, it's hilarious.
I wasn't laugh. I didn't laugh. Like I think there's a couple of times where I thought it was a bit like over the top.
Yeah, that's
right.
the
But yeah.
Is that I was just trying to make sure that you watched it. Doesn't you like horror films?
I think
you hate horror films.
You said Army of Darkness is way more
Yeah,
comedic.
yeah, it is.
And Evil Dead, the first one, is not a comedy at all.
No. So they're softening it up every time.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. My first foray into the horror genre.
Oh, right,
So
okay.
it's kind of simultaneously the best and worst.
Oh, okay.
Actually, but I think the thing I found was, as well as the plot, there didn't seem to be, to me, much story. It's like oh, he's a demon, kill him. Oh, now she's a demon, kill her. Now he's a demon. And it's a bit repetitive in that. So I think that's probably why I started switching off and missing details. But
I will say, I thought the second act dragged. Like when Ash is in the cellar and it's just people getting killed and
I loved it.
so
I just
like the
loved it a
first
lot.
bit where he's getting Tormented, that was great. The
Yeah.
last bit where he's fighting the thing, that was great.
Yeah.
But the sort of middle bit is like,
Like I said, I love that film. It is one of my favourite films, and it's I don't know why I just could just keep watching it and just keep laughing and just that Henrietta man, beautiful Henrietta, and that end sequence where he's fighting it, and it just turns batshit crazy at the end. And I can't see anything else quite like it. Can you? Have you seen anything quite like it?
no, like Evil Dead, no. No, even like other horror comedies like Shaun of the Dead. You've seen Shaun of the Dead. Have you not?
Have you not been following this? I haven't seen any film that either of you have seen.
I'm sure you've seen Shaun of the Dead. That was massive when it came out. Simon Pegg and
I know what it looks like.
It's a really funny horror film. I think you'd really like it. Did you watch Spaced? Have you heard of the TV series
I don't.
Spaced?
No, I've not. I've
Okay.
heard of it.
Have you heard of Spaced?
Oh, yeah.
That's a
Love
great
Spaced,
series
yeah.
as well. Well, that's been great, guys. Thank you, man. That was enjoyable.
you, mate.
I'm really
you.
glad that you did all that preparation,
Yeah, same here.
Because I just put The Force, Tree Ray, screaming, insanity, scary, funny, best film ever made, Hand, I don't know what, well, you mentioned the Hand, Tool Shed, Boomstick, Groovy.
Thing is, this just looks like the weirdest set list ever.
Yeah.
Play Force
Swallow
and
your
then
soul. I love it. Can you give me your best swallow your soul? I'll swallow your soul. Pretty good.
It's basically great.
Ben, have you got a swallow your soul?
I can't remember how it sounds.
That's how it sounds. I'll swallow your soul.
That's funny, your soul.
That's pretty good. Dead by Dawn. Got one of those?
Dead by Dawn.
That's been us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Subscribe for more.